Hi everyone, I am Shubham Joshi, your host for the evening, and let's welcome Mr. Vikas Arun Pareek on the second episode of What Author Think. So Vikas bhai, finally sitting on the other part, finally promoting your book in some author interview. How are you feeling?
I mean, very different, yeah, very different because abhi tak I have just taken the interviews. Now I just took the interviews, so it's very, very different. And I'm actually quite nervous. Like, what will you ask and all those things.
Don't be nervous, don't be nervous. I won't be that hard on you. So, just tell the audience about the title of your book. What is the title of the book?
In fact, the best thing happened yesterday was so my book was released on 21st of August, right? And I'm in London, and
Yeah.
I didn't get the author's copy, or I didn't get any. I could order a copy for myself, right? So yesterday, my friend traveled from India, and he bought me the copy. So
Oh,
I
wow.
have the book now with me, and it feels so surreal. I mean, it feels so nice to have hold this book in hand. And to be honest, when I held it for the first time, I actually felt that it's quite small. I mean, it's quite thin. It's not like a
Yeah,
proper big.
it is a thick book actually. It is a thick book. I have read the book and it is really interesting. And
And
to the
for
audience, yeah, to the audience, it is actually a thick book. It is, well researched
yeah,
also. So coming back to Vikas Bhai, yeah, you continue. Sorry to interrupt you
no,
in between.
I felt it thin. I mean, I have read novels thicker than this. So I mean, to me, it felt thick. So I think the main takeaway for me is that I will write a bigger novel next time.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, Vikas bhai, tell the audience about your author journey. Like, how long did it took you, and what are the points of researching about the book? Because I have read the book personally, and I believe the book is well researched.
So, so I think in terms of author journey, I published my first book, self-published my first book in 2015, and in 2015, National November Writing Month, National November Writing.
Okay.
So there's a month in so the November every year this happens. You can go online and check. Every year there's like a club or a organization which conducts this, and if you complete 50,000 words in that month, they'll give you like a certificate. Now, so that is a really big boost. And I wrote letters, this book, in National November Writing Month 2015. uh,
2015.
2015. So no, like 50,000 words I wrote in that month, and then remaining, I think 40,000 words I wrote afterwards. But from my side, the book was out in January or February of 2016, and then I gave it to Neil De Silva to edit. So that was my first. So he's my go-to guy to edit or do anything regarding literary world. So I reached out to him. I got my book edited, and then I contacted Sohail and hand the book over to him. So I think it was with him for quite a good year, like 3 years. And then he found Vishwakarma Publishers, and because of COVID, Vishwakarma also had the book for like 2.5 years, and finally it got published on 21st of August.
It's
So it's
it's a long journey. It's a long journey.
best thing is I actually forgot about the book. I thought that okay, it doesn't matter. So my only traditionally published, because all these books which I had published earlier was self-published. So I wanted my book to be on stores. So that's the journey.
That's a long journey, and actually, to all the audience who are not into writing or who are simply into reading or not into reading even, it actually takes a lot of years for the author to come up with the to bring that idea on the paper and get it published. So
So I
from
think
here we'll get back to the next question. Yeah,
I
you
think
continue.
I think it depends upon what you want. Like if you want a book to come out very quickly, you can probably do it in a month. Like you can write quickly and you can publish in Amazon KDP. You'll be like a published author, self-published author in a month. But if you want to go through a traditional publishing route, then I think it would take time. And I would say you need to find right people as well. So I think Sohail Mathur from Big Book Bakers, I think he's the right guy to hand your manuscript and just forget about it. So he'll do best. Even though it takes time, but he'll do justice to the book. So I mean, I got published by Vishkarma, and Vishkarma has an offline distribution. So like to all the uh, all the viewers who are watching this, and then the people who will watch this later, just when you go for traditional publishing, just make sure that they have an offline distribution. So Sohail will guide you there. Just contact him, and then you'll get yourself sorted. Be prepared for a long haul. It will not happen quickly.
That's really interesting to yeah, and that's very good point for all the people who are in the journey of writing still and to get the first book published, because as the first time author everything is very unclear and you don't know what will happen next. So this is really educating for all the people. So from here we'll come to the next question, right? So my next question is, what made you think that Letters to My Mother should be your first traditionally published book and not some short story or something like that?
So not specifically Letters to My Mother be a traditional publishing book. I mean, this was the next book I was writing. That's it, right? I mean, that was a book which I was writing, and that was the book which went to traditional publishing. If I was writing a different book, then different book would have gone. But at that point, because I had published a self-published book, I wanted to do traditional publishing, and that's why this happened.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So, what made you think that, from where did you get the idea of, like getting the book written in a form of letters, depicting the story in the form of letters? And why not a simple single, like this is a unique book, I must say, because I haven't read something like that. And this is really interesting to read. It is a unique style. So I want to really know, okay, how did this idea come from?
So I think the first idea was that I wanted to write something which is cross-generational. And
Okay.
I believe if I ever get to write part 2 of Letters to My Mother, because I mean, there's an idea there, and I have left a little cliffhanger as well in the end, which leads to the next book. So the idea was always cross-generational, and not even 3-4 generation, like going back to 6-7 generation, like what has happened which has led to this entire lineage of people facing these problems, the karma of ancestors, if you call. So I always wanted to write that big epic drama sort of thing. And now if I write serially, if I write like, okay, there is this character and then that happened and that died, it would look very monotonous, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that, okay, what else can I add to confuse people, to make it to make them read more, like maybe not confuse is not the right word, but to get that urge to read.
Keep them gripped to the book.
So that's where letters came in, because I didn't want it to write past in the present form, right? You know what I mean? So that I don't want to write 47 as this is 1947. I want to write 1947 as this is 2014 or 2000 or whatever that book has. So that was the idea behind it.
That's perfect. So to the audience, Vikas Bhai is a banker and he's in London, as he has mentioned before. So how your work life has impacted your writing journey?
I mean, I would say no impact. No impact.
Sorry?
I mean,
No impact.
I'm not an observant guy. Like I don't go out in public and observe people. I don't go out to places and observe places. I just take a selfie and photograph kind of guy. So I'm that kind of guy. So I mean, this all has come out of work. There's nothing to do with work.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but anyways, it's okay. I was expecting some more for the audience and for the interview, but anyways.
The answer also, then I can say the same thing.
Okay, so like you have mentioned about everything about the book, but still for the audience, give a brief about the book, simple words so that people can understand what the book is about.
So Letters to My Mother is a story of a family which has, so the story travels across 3-4 generations. So what their actions in their first generation character impacts to the second generation characters, impact to the third generation characters, and then impacts to the fourth generation characters. The main themes of the books are karma is very important, and no one is black and white. No one lives their life black and white. They have shades of gray. Like everyone is bad and everyone is good. So it depends upon how the world sees them, how they see themselves, and how situation makes them do things. So those were the two themes which I started working on. Like I wanted to show what is the impact on karma. So if you are interested in a um, like a drama series, a drama book where the characters have entangled way of living, then that is a philosophical that is a philosophical reasoning behind the book. But yeah, I mean, it's a story. It's a fun story written in a fun way. There are letters dating back. There are events as well. So if there's a 1947, they talk about partition. If it is 84, then they talk about emergency. If it is some other part in US, there was an earthquake in US, and that book covers that. So it's also linking the international and national events as well. So if you are a history buff, if you like nostalgic things, then that this book is for you.
This is really interesting point about the book because I have personally read and realized that this is a fiction. This is a fiction book which have taken part in all the actual historical events happen all around the world. So that's the point that it is a well researched book. So and apart from that, the book
Well,
of Vikas Bhai, Letters to My Mother is doing really well, and it is ranking in the top list in hot new release. So if you haven't purchased yet, you can go and simply order it now.
that ranking goes. I sent a message to you yesterday. Goes my wife's mood. No, every time when I see her, either she's happy or either she's sad or she's angry. Like the ranking up and down, up and down, up and down, and it is making me wake up all nights and looking at that ranking. Now 30 ranking, now 56 ranking, now 18 ranking. It's a very disastrous job.
But it's a good ranking anyways, and I hope that your wife is not listening to the interview. You have to get back to your home. Okay. So coming to my favorite question of this session. So like the three main characters defined are female in this book. Okay. And all these three females are really, depicted in a strong way. So how difficult it is as a male author to depict a female character with that zeal?
भाई भाई लड़कों का क्या रहता है, दारू पियो, क्रिकेट देखो, मूवी देखो, दारू पियो, क्रिकेट देखो, मूवी देखो. तो मैं उनको कैसे इमोशनल बनाऊं? I mean, the guys have zero emotional sense. So that's why I had to go with women character. But I think, see, jokes apart, the main thing is it doesn't depend. It doesn't matter where your character is a male or a female. It depends what you want to show in that story. So if you want to show a story where your characters are struggling for parenthood, for maternal love, for betrayal in relationships, then I think it makes sense to have all the characters. And there are male characters as well: the dad, the husband, um, the husband of all the Janki and Shakuntala. So the male characters are there as well. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's more women centric thing.
That's good. That's good. So Abhishek, so Vikas bhai, how like your people who are close to you has sorry, sorry for that. So how people who are really close to you have impacted your writing journey?
They have zero impact. All the people near to me have negative impact. They have all told me that you write rubbish and you should stop writing. But that is the impact they have. The people
But
who
your
are near me.
mother has read all the drafts, right?
Uh, yeah. So my mother is an exception. So she has read all the books. She has edited all the books as well. But yeah, in general, even if you look at the acknowledgement, no, I didn't have anyone to thank. So I had to find people to thank. Okay, can I put your name there because I need someone to put there.
And that's why you kept the acknowledgement on the last page and not on the first. Is it so?
That was a publisher's choice. I had nothing to do with it. I told
Okay.
I had the acknowledgement. He added in the end. So that's a publisher thing.
Okay. I thought you were an ungrateful author.
No.
Anyways, so this was all about the book. Yeah.
Good friends as well, who is also authors, who are also authors, and they stood by. I mean, one of them is mentioned in the acknowledgement as well. One of them stood by through me. So his name is Saurabh. Sorry, that was good. So it's not like all negatives and some positivity as well. I'm generally a very negative person, so I look for negativity everywhere.
I know.
And
I know.
I am as well. So all my characters are all in pain. They're all struggling. They're all crying all the time. So I like them to. I make them cry, suffer. I like that. I'm
You
a
are
sadist.
you believe in tragedy, right?
Yeah. I think so. Maybe not romantic tragedy. Some other kind of tragedy.
Yeah, but the story at the end is, in a different aspect. So that's not completely tragedy. I guess there is some network issue at your end, because right?
Your internet connection, but sort of.
It's okay.
But
Right now you can hear me, right?
it's okay now.
Yeah, perfect. So this was about the book. So if you're having any question, you can, drop in the comment box, and Vikas Bhai is here to answer all the question. Don't worry what the question is. Just you can, you're simply able to ask over here.
And ask
So
apart account number and phone number.
yeah, they can ask your bank account number. They are not asking the OTP, right? So it's okay if they are giving you some money for marketing. It's okay. So coming apart from the book, like let's see how how you are as a person. So seeing the present scenario, if we talk about the present scenario, specifically in today. So what do you think about the idea of changing the name of the country from India to Bharat?
I am a
Again, my
full
favorite
I
question.
am a full BJP supporter, Modi supporter. I am those trolls which they talk about. No, I am the full blindsided right wing political guy. So I completely support this. Yeah, India was a name given by British people, and the irony is that I'm actually living in Britain. So that's the irony. But yeah, I mean, I completely favor that idea. That this all the colonial mindset should be changed completely.
So from this question only, how do you find, like you're saying you're a BJP supporter, and you just want the name to be changed to Bharat, and everything which came from which was impacted by Britain or UK. So how do you see that you are staying in London? Then is does it affect you mentally in any way?
No, yes, basically human beings are very selfish. So wherever job is, wherever the money is, that's where the life is. But yeah, one can have the views, right? And see, I mean, it's not all negative as well. I mean, I like where I live. That's why I'm living here. Otherwise, I would have come back. And having all the political views aside, but I feel, see, the Turkey, they changed their name. Malaysia, Burma, Sri Lanka. So all these countries, they've changed their name. And I think it's important to have pride in one's own culture, one's own thing. So I think it's a good idea.
Perfect, perfect. Good answer. Chali. So moving on to a specific section which is very interesting for me at least. I don't know about you. We'll just find it out. So it's about speaking your mind out. So I'll just give you a word, and you have to, you can take around 10 seconds if you really feel like, and you have to tell the things which come in your mind. It can be, two, three words or a sentence, right?
Okay.
Okay. Excited or nervous?
I don't know. Ask.
Okay. Yeah. So the first is books.
So books. Um, well, right now I'm published a book and I'm doing marketing and I'm actually phased and I'm working like I'm going like all zombie and doing marketing 24/7, not able to sleep. Checking Instagram every 5 seconds. I'm checking my Instagram. Oh, one like, one follower, one like, one follower. So it's terrible. Books are terrible. Everyone should stay away from books.
That was very different answer than what audience must be
So
expecting. But
that's it.
anyways,
Whoever has
yeah, it was.
published a book and who is a new author can understand the pain which I'm
I
going through.
can
It's
understand.
a
I can completely understand.
nightmare. No one tells me what happened. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
Surely, let's move to the next word. Jaipur.
So Jaipur is my hometown, man. Jaipur. I mean, I would go to Jaipur like this. Given options, if I have the same job, same resources and all, I would go to Jaipur any second. I love the city. I was born and brought up. I lived 22 years of my life there. Amazing city. There you can. I know all the places where you can go and get drunk. I can go all the places where you can go and do all kind of. I probably not should not say that, but yeah, it's a very nice city. Everyone should go and see the city.
Jaipur is a beautiful city. The food. Yeah. So moving on to the next word, life.
Shit.
Only one word?
Life is very difficult. Life is no. I mean, see, life itself throws so many challenges at you that if you sit back and think about your life, you can probably write a book on your life. Every life is unique. Every life is has. I mean, if I look for last 5-10 years, there were probably like 100. Whose phone is ringing? Is it mine?
This is your phone.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, life is not worth living. It's better to not live.
Oh, this is very this is very bad advice. So you are mostly, from writing tragic story to promoting tragic stories.
Don't commit suicide and all. That's very serious. But I don't think life is worth living because see, 10-20 years you listen to your parents, then 20 years you listen to your wife, then your kids will throw away, and you make go. They send you to orphanage, that old age home and all. So it's, I mean, and then medical issues and all. So yeah, I don't know. There are
I can see people in the comment box are, agreeing to what you are saying.
exactly. If you look at it, your life is shit. That's what. All the problems, money problems, medical problems, relationship problems, father problem, mother problem, brother problem, wife problem, son-in-law problems. All the problems are there in life.
Uh,
That's life. Problems.
yeah, after listening to this, I believe the second book would be more tragic than the first one. The sequel people must be waiting for, right?
I like my characters to suffer. I make them suffer. So if my
So,
characters are getting pressurized and they are thinking that this guy can't go deep below than that, I'll make them suffer more.
so from this, I'll take the another question in between this, specific section. What is that one reason you think that the, reader should not read your book?
Oh, if they can't find my book, they I don't know, man. If they don't like the concept, if they don't like the idea, if they think drama is not good, then they should not read my book.
But somewhere I believe, see, as a reader, I have read you're missing some point as an author. Your book is not all tragic. So if someone is not into reading tragedy, then also they can love the book. So you should focus on that also in the interview at least.
No, I think the biggest takeaway from the book is hope and
Yeah.
karma. So tragedy is not at all part of the book actually. If you so the resilience of these characters when they go through all the hardships and when they come out of these things, that is what the book tells. So yeah, you're right. The book is not about tragedy. So it's about how you conquer the tragic things in your life, and that's what I am doing as well on a day-to-day basis. Everyone, you are doing that on a day-to-day basis,
No, I am very positive and happy with what I am doing, please.
and then you are
I am
like
not in this author's group. I am not in this author's
you are
group.
like
I am very happy with what I am doing. I am following my heart, so I
you are like
am happy with every moment of my life. So, yeah, okay. So let's move on to the next word, weekends. The next word is weekends.
hmm.
Weekends.
Word is weekends. Weekends,
Yeah.
I think family time because my wife works, I work, our kids go to school, so that's the time where we get to spend as family. And I try to not do these things related to book more on weekends. I try to spend time with family on weekends. So yeah, weekend is about family.
Okay. Perfect. So the last word is food.
Food. I don't say food when I'm trying to reduce weight. I'm trying to reduce weight and you're saying food. That's what food does for me. I eat
Ah,
food
you can have food and you can do some yoga also. I'm promoting myself in the interview.
and don't talk, I can't do. I have paid 3 months of gym membership, 3 years gym membership. I have never went there. I paid 6 months of yoga, guy. I didn't go. So I've done everything, but I don't do. So exercise and me are like anti. So yeah,
So only
that will not happen.
your bank balance is getting thin. Only your bank balance is getting thin. You are not getting thin.
Yeah. After
Perfect. Okay.
taking money
Yeah.
and then.
So if any of the viewer or audience is having any sort of question, please feel free to comment in the comment section. And Vikas Bhai is here to answer. Meanwhile, Vikas Bhai, if anything, if you wish to, convey to the audience about the book, about you,
No, guys.
about your past books even.
No, definitely have a look. Have a look at the book. Have a look at the content. If you like the content, you read it. You'll not be disappointed. Definitely. And if you are disappointed, you contact me. I can give you your money back.
You can take his number from
Yeah.
me. Perfect, perfect. So Lavanya ji is saying she is a foodie and a yoga lover too. Perfect, perfect.
Uh,
Perfect. If so,
I am not yoga lover.
yeah, I'm a yoga teacher and a foodie, so it balances both. Anyways, perfect, Shelly. So as I can see, no questions are there in the comment box. Comment box. So it was fun, the fun having this conversation, Vikas
I
bhai.
don't know.
And
Yeah, people will.
I hope that your book reaches, new heights. Already it is in the top ranking in Hot New Release and Amazon, and it is doing good. I can see it like every day the book is, doing good. So it's a good sign.
Will
Don't
see this
worry.
and they will stop buying my books, whatever they were buying earlier.
Perfect, perfect. Shali, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you, Vikas Bhai, for joining. Bye bye.